I don't know how well it looks. Pretty clean. Like I said in the last video, I got this actual phone wrap and saran wrap because I will be airbrushing and I will be spraying directly at you guys. So I don't want my phone to get messed up. It is a continuation of these guys. I've actually got 6 of them going at the same time. That's the reason why it's taking time, and I am in no rush. This live may drop if I get a call. I am technically at work, and I am just waiting for my appointment, but I have downtime, so I am going to work on this. I am going ahead and going because I don't know how long I'm going to be. So I am looking for a crappy pattern. I am doing a black crappy. I think I found it already. I have a book of stencils. I think I'm going to read to y'all. No, this is just a 3-ring binder. If you guys could see it. I have my eyes in here, my stencil cutouts. I think I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this stencil here. I'm going to go with this stencil here. My phone is delayed. I don't know what's going on. I am lying to you guys. I think I'm going to go with one of these 2 stencils and see how they play out. And we're going to get things started. It's going to be loud, so turn your volume down. Now, usually I don't like using true black. I like to put a little blue in it. I am going to be experimenting at this moment just to see how things play out. So I'm lying. The very first thing before I do this stencil, I am going to add my silver to the underbelly. Oh, let me turn on my ventilation system. I am tripping. All right. I can't really see my, what is that saying? Nah, these are thin fins. I am, gonna make some crappies to sell at a expo and then do a giveaway for the youth fishing division here at a, local club that I used to be a part of, but there we go. I still do those little expos that they hold. They do it once a year. The turnout's pretty well too. Heck no. Dear me. What? Oh man, I know I misread that, and I thought you were talking about the Vision 110 fishing lure. I'm like, no, this is a thin fin. I have my screen wrapped with saran wrap so that I can spray at you guys without messing my phone up. All right. So do people read what they're getting ready to look at on their live before they start looking? Oh man, that was funny. So what I'm doing now is just adding silver along. What bait caster do you have in mind? Okay, it feels weird, but we're gonna run it. Just adjusting my airbrush. That came out all right. Now to make it look reflective, I'm gonna throw some blue black on the top and maybe some slight purple to give it a more of a natural in the sun look. But I'm gonna finish this side. Actually, no, I'm lying. I am going to hit all 6 of these on the one side first and then come back. I'm not even gonna lie to you, that scared the crap out of me. Yeah, I'm liking how that's turning out. I am using a Sotar 2020 airbrush, by the way. This one here is the medium. If you are using this style airbrush and understand what I'm getting ready to say, I have zeroed out what I call this handicap thing here. It keeps the airbrush from going back too far when you're pulling it. This little adjustment here. You start out at 0. There's a little dial on there if you can see it. I don't know if you guys can. I'll try to get it as close as possible. See those dials, those numbers? But it's a 0 on the top. If you turn it, I like to go past 0 at least twice. This thing here feels kind of loose, like there's missing a grommet or something. I'm gonna fix that, but not tonight. I'll fix it when I'm done. 2 times past 0. And that's what I like to run. So I don't want it to spray out real heavy. I'm gonna add a fin too. So hopefully we get to that tonight. No, these are blinks that I found a while back, and I've just finally decided I was going to paint them and just get them out of my inventory. I got like 50 of these things that I found on a site like a couple of years ago, and just been cleaning out my inventory. But I am planning on doing some from scratch. The only thing is I got like a long list of things that I got to get through before I get to that. And one of the main things that I need to do is I have rods that I need to make. I've been putting off, and all of the parts and stuff finally came, all of my stickers, and I finally got a hold of the guy to make the guides for me. They're discontinued, and I bugged him for like 2 years, and he finally sent them to me under the agreement that I buy 25 sets. And he sold them to me at a good price, but I didn't really need 25. I only needed 10 sets, but he wanted to make it worth it, so look closely, it's a thin fin Storm. I think they discontinued and somebody else bought them out or something like that. I'm not 1,000% sure, but the blinks became available after they discontinued their company. I don't know if they're under a different name. But this is for an event. Alright, now I'm going to hit the other side. Yeah, you know what I did? I mixed a bunch of colors to create the color scheme that I want. When I'm done, I'm going to put the blue black flake over the top to really give it more of a realistic look. I've actually, you know what? I'll show you real quick. My wall. That's the wall of just different fish that either I've caught or I've ripped from Google, and I'm looking at that one in particular there, the one at the top. It's got the gold, the green, the blues, the black. I wish I had a tail on it. I would do the tail in that spiny pattern as well, but that's what I'm going off of. You know who makes a really good crappie? Not 6 Cents. Getting ready to say the wrong name. Crap. Savage Gear. Yeah, Savage Gear. Thanks, man. Savage Gear makes one. I was watching. I don't know if you watch North Dakota kayaker or yacker. He posted a video about 3 days ago, and I was like, oh man, that looks really nice. They make a glide crappie, and I'm like, you know what, I need some crappies myself, and I want to sell some, and I'm going to give some away to the youngins in January. I have a website as well where I modify reels and of course make rods. That's the primary thing. The rod making thing is just a little bit tedious to get all of the components that I actually want and it not be something that's already been seen. Japan. I got parts from Japan, Italy, Taiwan, the guide maker here in the United States. You ever heard of yeah, man, I'm trying to help the community, keep the kids out of the street and on the banks. You ever heard of I'm pretty sure you've heard of American Tackle. They they make a guide called a microwave guide. Well, the originator who made that, I know him, and they sold it. They gave up on it, and they sold it to Mudhole is the company that they sold it to. But anyways, long story short, I got a hold of the guy, and I have been talking to him for like the past 2 years, just trying to get him to move. Like, I'm like, dude, sell me some of those guides that you had originally. And he kept saying they're discontinued, and he wasn't taking me serious. So for him to take me serious, he wanted me to buy 25 sets, which I only needed 10 to start with, because I don't want to buy that many and people like not go through buying the rod, and now I done wasted that kind of money. For people to back out. So before I continue with that or the next set, I want to see this stuff here. I'm gonna try it. This is all experimental. So hopefully it comes out how I want it to. I have another color I want to try as well, but this stuff here is super transparent. It's supposed to create that dark bluish look that I want, that reflective dark blue look that black crappies have in the top of the head and usually on the top of the body and stuff. So let's see if this is gonna work. So I don't know if you can see that yet, but it's not black like this one here at the top. This one's just black. This one here has a reflective look. This one in the front. That one. This one's further away. That's just standard black. This one has the reflectiveness in it. It looks better once you clear coat it. Green, gold, cold blue. Green, silver blue. Gold, pale blue. All right. Okay, now you see that front of his face. Where it looks reflective. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. Oh, we got the listeners in here today. All right. You know, I don't know why they don't emphasize that at all. I mean, for the longest, I didn't emphasize or think about it as well, but being that I do a lot of like smaller lures and bait finesse style fishing, that has become a little more important. I think here they focus on, which is going to sound kind of rude, the more power and the backbone. If you ever watch how we set the hook, and the excuse is that the the mouth on the fish is really hard in comparison to other places. I don't know how true that is. I know a crappie's mouth itself is pretty soft. So, oh my goodness. But all of the rods that I do make aren't solid tip. I don't think. I'd have to double check. But the rods came from a company in Japan, and that took some time because he didn't speak English, and on his site it says he will not ship to the United States for warranty reasons. And what I have to do is figure out a warranty for my rods, or just make it where certain people can't buy them. I have an idea of how I'm going to go about making sure that the rods get into the right hands, and it's just not someone who's out weekend warrioring. Nothing wrong with the weekend warrior, because I won myself for the longest. But as years went on, I became more of a collector and really started taking care of my stuff. The Hank Lou's Hank Parker rod. Is that rod medium heavy, medium light, light? I noticed that a lot of American rods don't. Oh, now they're kind of getting into it. They usually stay above medium light on the baitcaster side, and then medium light down going into like the ultralight and stuff becomes the spinning rods. In other countries, there are a lot of ultralight and light action bait casting rods, and lately China has been trying to figure out that whole scheme of the finesse light rods for bait casters, and they've been doing all right. I'm not going to say too much. I don't want to give away too much information on what should be done with those rods. The Falcon Evo. I haven't messed with that rod. My go-to American rod, surprisingly, to get the feel that I wanted, was it was a cheap Walmart rod. It was called like the Black Raven or something back in the day. I used that thing like it was going out of style, but it had the feel of a spinning rod, but it was for a bait caster. I used that easily for 10 years and lost it, and of course it was discontinued. And then if you ever heard of or look up a company called Gatorback, they were ahead of their time. I got that back in the early 2000s, late 90s. Well, the action on that was slow, and it could bend tip to tip. Bought it at a sporting goods store that I used to work at, which closed up, and that company went under. A lot of companies go under when they try to bring something new to the States, but the States are kind of stuck on the heavy stuff. I don't know if I should do the jawline or not. Who the heck is that? So far, for lookalikes, People have said Kimbo Slice. I've seen somebody say Shaquille O'Neal in here. Now you're saying somebody from White Chicks. I've seen it and heard it all. Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Kimbo. I was standing outside of my shop one day. This is when he was alive and kind of was just really taking off. And someone really mistaken me for him. And I'm like, no, man, no. We're in Virginia, dude. He's in Florida. What are you talking about? Like, he wanted to take pictures and everything. I'm like, all right, dude, get away from me. Yeah, he was, man. He was. And that guy that he helped, who recently, I won't say recently retired. I'm getting ready to say his name wrong. Mastova, something like that. He was another street fighter who really did well in the UFC. Speaking of UFC, did you see that eye poke? I think I would have called it quits too. I don't think I would have stuck around after that eye poke. Yeah, I think I would like, man, I'm done. That thing was gruesome. All right, so next step is nah, man. You know what? I think a lot of those trolls came from they're the opposite side. So when John Jones said nah, he wouldn't fight him, the trolls from the other side were saying he was ducking him. So these are the trolls that are on the other side now saying that he was scared to fight and all that other kind of nonsense. That one eye, the eye that's not even wrapped up, the finger went in the eye. I'm like, man, it looked like he pushed that joint back. I was like, holy cow. But he said the other eye was hurting. I could see it being both eyes the way it looked. I was just like, crap. Yeah, I would have been like, nope, I don't care what y'all think. He wanted to come back. And why are people punching with open hands? That should be a disqualification anyway. That's the way I feel about it. It's a dirty move. You should not be open hand punching people. Nah, he didn't, but he messed himself up with them steroids. Him and the Dada dude, his final fight before dying, Dada 5,000 or something like that. That was another street fighter that he fought back in the day, and the fact that he Got to fight him in the UFC. That was pretty cool. Alright. So I'm going to add a fin. Crappy patterns are actually pretty easy. What I'm doing now is just figuring out exactly where I would like to stick that fin, because I didn't create the gill line, which I feel like I want to, but I don't want to overdo it on these. So let me see if I can find another lure. Okay, perfect. This lure here, you can see that it has a gill line. That line there, I didn't create that on this here, which I kind of want to, but I feel like it would mess it up. So what I'll do is do these with just the fin, and then I'll do the next batch with the gill line. Let's see how it looks. Where is my fake black? That's what makes this easy, because they're irregular. You can kind of get away with doing your own ordeal. Or what I actually did is I took the picture and I put it in Photoshop and reverse imaged it and got all the black to come to the top and got rid of the actual crappie itself. And then I put it on my Cricut cutter and created these stencils. There's another company that I'm getting ready to say the wrong name because it's been so long since I actually bought stencils, because I started making them myself. And I want to give the guy credit because this was his that I was gonna follow, but the pattern, the black dots on this one is just entirely too close for me. I like to spread them out just a little. So that pattern is from the actual picture itself. What is his name? I'll think of it and put it in the description to give him credit for at least some of the stencils that I've been using. Like this fin pattern here, this is his. I made one myself. Mad stencils, rage stencils. I'm gonna have to look it up. Alright, that's not the right one because that is coming out way too watery. For me, one of the hardest stencils or hardest patterns to paint and done correctly is a freaking bluegill. And that's the reason why when I showed you this, the wall, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 I have 10 different bluegills up there, and every time I do them, I'm not satisfied. People love them, but I myself am just like, man, it's missing something. And I think what it is the way I do the lateral lines, because I do them in a squiggly, which I'm looking at these. It's kind of like down, but it has like jottiness in it. Once I figure out that, I think I'll be set. It's not bad. I'm gonna have to two-part that to make it look more like the fin. I'm gonna have to fade that. Okay. I don't want to go too over the top with these, mainly because I'm not charging an arm and a leg for them. I would use the other stencil to create those lines to make the fin look more 3D, but then I would have to jack the price up, and these are not to catch fishermen. These are to catch fish. I do have some wallet busters though. They do. And I thought about buying one of those machines. It's a laser printer, but I don't think it's worth it. And then there's the thing where you can literally put like a pre-painted stencil on your lure and then drop it in some hot water and it seals right to it. Those look cool, but I've tried it a few times. I've seen people cheat with that. And then there's I don't know if you ever heard of water paper. So you like make your stencil or pull the actual fish image and crop it onto this water decal paper, so it's like clear. And when you lay it on top of your stencil or on top of your lure, it looks like the fish. So that's another cool way to do it. And then just airbrush the top black and the bottom white, and it gives the fish like a realistic look. But I prefer to airbrush all the way completely through. I just like the art of it. And not knocking those guys, but that's for mass production, like you said. Just being able to have something different in your box that will stand out. might not be the same exact lure. Fish get smart, man. I know a lot of people don't think so, but I've been looking at some videos, and some of these marine biologists are saying that bass now can remember up to 6 months on something that they bit and they couldn't digest it and they had to spit it out. They won't mess with it anymore for up to 6 months. But if they're spawning, that's a different story. The fish is spawning, I don't even like messing with them. Yes, there is a YouTube video on exactly how they make their lures. The best one that really shows the whole production line is Rapella. But Rapella has a room of like 50 versions of me doing this with the actual stencil and all of the pieces, and it's an assembly line of people painting, and they're just painting one thing. So first person would paint it solid black, next person put the loofah on or whatever it is, they'll paint it solid white, third person would probably do the black dots, fourth person would probably add like the silver, then the next person and the next person, and just it's an assembly line, which I do like that they use stencils and stuff of that nature. But there are some companies where you literally just lay the blank in there after they make it, put it in this machine, and you see it literally coloring, and it comes out, and it's pretty cool. But they're doing a bunch of those at a time. Then a lot of them are shooting it to China to do it, and that's the reason why you see so many knockoffs. Yeah, depending on what lure you're talking about. So for instance, here's an old Strike King lure. I think you can actually buy it like this, not colored, but blank. And they showed how they made them. But it's a process. I like Strike King's spinner baits, and when I used to fish with them a lot, the square bills. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. Strike King is one of their main influencers is Kevin Van Dam, correct? Okay. All right. Yeah, he comes here. Um, I won't say often, but he's been here like a few times. There's a place called the Susquehanna Tackle Shop that they do like seminars, and he comes to that. I always miss him because I'm here at work. Now that looks good. That looks good. Okay. I tell you, man, every time I finish some of these lures and I want to get ready to sell them, I'm so half tempted to just stick them all in my tackle box. So there's the fin. There's one without the black look on it, and there's the one with the black look on it. So yesterday, when I was doing this, I explained to the people who were watching that on Storm's thin fin, the eye is painted on, like it looked like it's hand painted, or they could have used the airbrush. Um, I went and took my drill, my Dremel tool, and shaved the eye down so I could put a 3D eye on. I am gonna give those eyes more of a realistic look than that crazy thing that they usually do. Now, this is a classic lure here. This has been out since I was a kid. So I'm kind of new to this live thing. When it says say hi, is it telling me to say hi or you saying hi? I can't really see that because it's wrapped and the saran wrap. Oh, okay. Hi, 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 hi. So, did I do that side? I didn't. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so I can show you real quick. This is the one side without any black enhancement on the fin. Doesn't really, I mean, it looks okay, but here is with the black enhancement. And then what I'm gonna do is take and hit it with that blue black like I did over the top so that it's not solid black and it's like really on there. I'm gonna dumb it down a little by adding some reflectiveness to the fin. I do, I do. I think my favorite part of this is taking what I've painted and the fish actually liking it. Or even better is when a customer or a little kid gets a hold of it. That's the color I really wanted. I don't know. Or like a kid gets a hold of it and he's catching fish with it. That's my favorite part. Knowing that the Lord works. Green, silver, blue, gold, pale blue, turquoise. Pearl violet. That's the color I was looking for. I'll do it on the next batch. Can't see it too well, but when you rotate it, it does change color. Just can't see it too well on the screen. wow. I missed the black completely on that side. Yes, and that is the reason why I do kayak tournaments for where you just measure the fish and put them right back where you got them from versus dragging them in and letting them basically figure out, which I mean they can figure it out, but having it where they got to figure out where the heck they got to get back to, and then a lot of them die, even though a lot of anglers won't claim that, they definitely do. I've fished behind a few of those big tournaments, and they have sealed mouths, man, and seen some cases where they're like floating on the bank, and that's not good. I am wondering what size eye is that? Alright, so I got some eyes off of Amazon. The Lady Fly Tire is the name that she goes by. I want to see if these are the right size. They look really good. The thing about black crappies though is their eyes are usually close to black. Let's see how this looks though. I like that. I'm gonna let you see that and you tell me, is that eye too much or should I go with the silver look? It's not bad. Is that a 5? Nah, I found the eye that's gonna work. Yeah, man, get to the books, man. Get to the books. Have a good one. So what I'm doing now is adding the eye. And that is it for that lure. I need to put the eye on the other side, and so this is the final step before clear coating. So I myself am going to get ready to wrap this show up. If you are watching after the live and you like what's going on, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I appreciate you all for watching. If you are into fishing lures and want to buy some, check out itmustbethebait.com. Until next time, peace out.